I'd like to start off with a little disclaimer. I don't work for Bodyline. Anytime I post about a brand on my channel or on my Instagram, I tend to get a lot of questions about their actual operations. I've gotten messages, DMs, and comments from people talking about their order numbers, specific measurements on an item, asking where an item is, or looking for tracking. I have no control over these things when it comes to Bodyline, or any brand that I share, because I'm just here to make videos and I don't work for any of these brands. This video was not sponsored and Bodyline did not ask me to make this video, but even when I do sponsored videos, I'm only in control of my video and posts. I don't have any control over their products or operations. If you do have questions, comments, or concerns regarding Bodyline, please reach out to their customer service. Thanks so much. Hello friends! I've been wanting to make a video about Bodyline for quite a while because I used to shop with them a lot and they were really helpful in the beginning of me wearing Lolita, and then I stopped buying from them, and then I fully thought that they were shut down and gone, and I was always curious about what happened to them and what was going on with their company. Bodyline is not gone. They are actually under new management and they are working hard to try to improve their brand and kind of rebrand in a way and improve their business. Bodyline did not ask me to make this video. This is not a collaboration. They didn't pay me. This isn't a sponsorship. They did send me a few items to post on Instagram, but I wanted to make this video on my own to sort of explain their history, my history with them, some of the things that Lolitas think about Bodyline, and common misconceptions and their controversies and their new management and the changes that have made, so that we can just get a better understanding of the new Bodyline. Now, it's really cool that the new Bodyline, also known as Bodyline Tokyo, has been reaching out to Instagrammers and wanting to work with them because this is something that the old Bodyline has never done before. The only people that they have worked with in order to promote their company has been people who won their model contest, which I will get much into later, but it just shows that their promotional practices now are getting a lot more professional and a lot better. I was able to get to talk with the head of their PR department, and I have some more answers to questions that all of you have. I made a post on Instagram asking any questions and thoughts that you had on Bodyline that you wanted answers to, and I'm going to try my best to answer them with my own knowledge as a shopper and from research, as well as from asking their PR department. I found that a lot of the questions, most of the questions that all of you had to do with Bodyline's controversies with Mr. Yan, their stocking problems, and also their quality. I will start by saying that Mr. Yan, Bodyline's previous owner and creator, is no longer with the company. He made a statement here about stepping down from his position, and Bodyline was fully taken over by new management. This transition seemed to start around 2016 and then became official in 2018. Their Facebook and website changed, and they shut down a few of their locations, and due to mistranslations, this is what led people to believe that Bodyline itself had shut down. But it didn't. It was just a few locations. I asked PR to give me more information about what happened with Mr. Yan or his current status, and they would not say anything other than that he left the company. And since he created the company, they do sort of reference him in their sales or as a figure to pay tribute to their creator. Now, I don't think that they would want me to talk about Mr. Yan at all, or his controversies or his past, because it isn't relevant to them now that they are their own separate entity and under new management, and I think that they would rather just kind of brush it under the rug and forget about it. But the thing is that Lolitas hold grudges. And I really think that it needs to be explained and talked about so that there can be a clear separation, because otherwise you're going to have people going on for years saying like, oh, you know the Bodyline owner, or I heard this about Bodyline, and blah 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 blah. I don't think that just ignoring it will help their reputation. Mr. Yan was the previous owner of Bodyline and the founder, and Bodyline used to run a contest that was a design contest and a model contest. And this was, I think, an annual thing. All of the controversies that I have found and know of have to do with the model contest. And I have some notes and dates that I am going to refer to on my phone, so I might be looking down at my phone. On the surface, the model contest at Bodyline, you would submit photos of yourself wearing Bodyline pieces, and they would choose a winner, and then they would fly the winner out to Japan, and the winner of the contest would model Bodyline for their stock photos. However, it notoriously became known as Mr. Yan's search for a foreign bride. This came to light back in 2009 when the winner of the model contest allegedly was threatened to have to pay her way back from Japan because she declined Mr. Yan's marriage proposal. The girl was able to get home. I don't know if she did actually have to pay for her way back or a lot of details about that particular situation, but it is said that then Mr. Yan posted this Mr. Yan So Angry sale and made a video of him like slicing something with a sword because he was so angry that he was rejected, which is really unprofessional. There were rumors that the next winner of the Bodyline model contest, Nadia, had received inappropriate advances from Mr. Yan, and there's also a dress named after her. The next controversy came in 2012 when their model and designer Yoshiko, who wasn't a model that won the contest that I know of, I think she just got a visa to live in Japan and started working for Bodyline. She actually left Japan and returned to her home country, but Bodyline held a bunch of her items, including, I think, her passport or some important documents. There was a whole petition to get her items back, and I don't know exactly the circumstances in which she left or why they held her items, but it was kind of scary. Then in 2013, Venus Angelic won their model contest.
Well, I think actually she won it previously, and there was some issue with her coming out or actually doing it, and then Mr. Yan and Venus met at a convention, and then somehow they worked out the issue, and then Venus
went to Japan in 2013. Venus Angelic made a video about her experience working with Bodyline, and I think that this was part of their agreement because she mentions that Mr. Yan gave her the idea for the title, which is understandable. You would want the person that you're working with, if they're a big YouTuber, you'd want to like have them document it and share it for promotional purposes. But this video actually revealed a lot of uncomfortable and strange and worrisome information.
I've tried to find it, but I think that it has been erased from the internet. You could find it on other sites outside of YouTube, but then recently I saw that those have been taken down as well. I was able to find a small section of it.
In Venus's video, she revealed that Mr. Yan had concerns with her weight and wanting for her to lose weight. She mentions questionable working conditions and long hours for a minor, but the biggest concern was Mr. Yan and his associate asking her about marriage. Venus, her dream at the time was to move to Japan and live in Japan. And Mr. Yan and his associate said, you know, if you married a Japanese citizen, you could come live here, which is an unprofessional thing to say to anyone, but also to say to a minor when you're in a position of authority. It's just not appropriate. This is right around the time that I personally stopped paying attention to Bodyline. I stopped buying their products. If I did buy their products, I would buy them secondhand from other lolitas and try not to support their business. After this, Mr. Yan also toured the world and made a body pillow of himself. It was sort of clear that he was using his company for himself, and he didn't have this professional disconnect. So why am I talking about this if this is all in Bodyline's past? because this is still heavy on the mind of many Lolitas. A lot of people like myself stopped paying attention to them after 2013 because of all of these controversies. People may not realize that all of these issues are attributed to one person who is no longer with the company. I honestly didn't know until Bodyline reached out to me and then I started doing research. None of this garbage is happening now. These were all isolated incidents with Mr. Yan. I asked the head of PR to tell me a little bit more about the new owner of Bodyline, the person in Mr. Yan's position. However, they declined to give any information because that person wishes to keep their privacy, which in itself says so much improvement considering that their previous owner couldn't stop talking about himself, and this new owner is not exploiting Bodyline for personal gain. I got a lot of questions about Bodyline's quality and why it seems to vary so much. When I first started shopping with Bodyline, I didn't understand why Lolita Company had these random costumes and cosplays and sexy lingerie. I didn't understand why a Lolita brand would have these things. Well, it's because Bodyline didn't start as a Lolita brand. Bodyline started as a sexy lingerie company. After Bodyline's inception and a few years in, they wanted to gain more respect in the fashion community and create a brand outside of their adult-only audience. A lot of their more authentic Lolita designs are attributed to when Yoshiko became involved with the company. There were also some replica accusations, and I don't think that Bodyline intentionally was trying to make replicas from other brands. I think that they were making designs just a little too close to their references. And it doesn't seem like this has been a repeat problem, it just seemed like a few isolated incidents, but I thought I would still mention it because I got some questions about Bodyline and replicas. So remembering that Bodyline started as a costume company and then expanded into Lolita, however, there's still some pieces that haven't changed design since they were literal Lolita costumes. But these pieces are all put together under the Lolita category, and I feel like the more that this new management is in control of Bodyline, the more that we will see an improve in quality because of the way that they're running Bodyline now, and I will explain that. Now, how does a beginner navigate this? Well, I feel like that could be an entire video topic in itself, but I'll give you a few ideas. Most important, look at the lace. Here you can see poor quality lace and better quality lace. Look at the overall shape and design, and compare it to Lolita you've seen. There used to be a section called separates, which is gone now, but avoid sets that look like they are an outfit put together. It's also a general fact that Bodyline's non-printed dresses have always been better quality than their printed ones. I don't know why, it's something to do with the materials that they use. Use common sense and avoid things that look like they could be a cosplay. I think that Bodyline is going to phase out these lower quality pieces from seeing that they aren't selling and also the current trends. I understand why they've kept their sexy lingerie and costumes and cosplays, as well as Lolita, all in their shop because it creates different demographics, different venues, more sales, because people will come to their site to buy their Halloween costume or other things. Lolita is a small niche market, so it's good to have other venues that can reach other different demographics to generate more sales. I got a lot of questions about Bodyline stock. It seems like there are certain items that never restock, or that it takes literal years for them to restock. And I've encountered this myself and always wondered why that was. I asked Bodyline's PR about this, and their answer was kind of shocking. They said that Bodyline as a company previously had never run analytics. And I don't know much about analytics outside of YouTube, but that seems like something that would be really important for a company to do. I was told that the new Bodyline is running what is called an MD strategy, and I don't really know anything about analytics outside of YouTube and I tried to do a little research on what MD strategy means, and I'm not entirely sure. We should see an improvement in their restock. It might take a bit of time because they don't have previous years to go off of. Hopefully that should be changing in the future. Is Bodyline Ida? Will Lolitas judge you for wearing Bodyline? Is Bodyline just for newbies? No. Bodyline has this reputation with Lolitas because of the whole costume thing, for one, previously being a costume company that now does Lolita, and for having some pieces that haven't really evolved through the ages. Bodyline is also very popular with new Lolitas because it's easy to order from, it's affordable, and it's a great way to just get a lot of items that you can start your wardrobe and start going to community events and things like that. But sometimes newer Lolitas they don't have a full grasp on Lolita fashion or their own Lolita style. But I think that people don't realize how well Bodyline can be coordinated because people don't recognize pieces as being Bodyline. There has been so many times when my friend Ashley makes a coordinate and her main piece is Bodyline, but I don't realize it and I just assume that it's Atelier Pierrot or some higher end Japanese brand because I don't see that as being Bodyline. The whole Ida image sticks harder because I feel like you can recognize the pieces more easily than something that's been fully coordinated and executed well. You're probably seeing a lot of Bodyline pieces everywhere, especially when it comes to shoes, bloomers, blouses. Lolita fashion also generally has this drive and this momentum to get higher end brands like Angelic Pretty, Baby the Star Shine Bright. It's just sort of the mentality, you know, when you get into it, you probably are interested in a particular style or print or brand and you try to strive towards that. At least that was kind of my experience, and I know a lot of Lolitas in general. Bodyline is still a great asset to those Lolitas who are trying to focus on getting that main piece, getting that Angelic Pretty cat print, because you can save your money in other areas by buying a Bodyline blouse, Bodyline shoes. They're cheaper items, so then you can save your money and put it towards that high-end brand. I don't think that Bodyline is just for beginners. I think that it is a great tool for beginners, absolutely, but it is still a great asset for veteran Lolitas because it can help you save money in other areas and have a full coordinate. Also, if you are an accessory hoarder, you can get a Bodyline main piece like this one that doesn't have a very ornate design on it, and then you can showcase your accessories. But it's also great to have some of their printed pieces because you might go to a meetup like at a park, or I know like a lot of communities do ice skating meetups, and you maybe don't want to wear your $300 Angelic Pretty print, but you still want to do an OTT Sweet cord. Well, this would be a great time to use your $35 Bodyline dress, and because if you fall on the ice, you're not going to be super worried about it because you know that you can replace it. Alright, now I'm going to help you navigate Bodyline's website. This is Bodyline's new website. The main page is categorized by Lolita and cosplay. Whichever you select will sort of auto-categorize what you're looking for. I'm viewing the site using Google Chrome, which is auto-translating to English, but I'm going to stop that just to show that Bodyline has their own option to translate to English on their site. Their listings are in Japanese yen as well as USD. You can select from different categories you want to purchase from, and once you've decided what you want, you can make an account or check out as a guest, and use PayPal or a credit card. I generally use PayPal for everything because it keeps your information private and gives you another option to go through if you have any problems. I've always used EMS when it comes to ordering from Bodyline, and I've found that my items usually arrive within a week. I haven't used the other service, but I'm thinking about doing an update on Instagram and ordering a main piece to wear for a react video, so stay tuned for more. I hope this video gives you a fuller, better understanding of the new Bodyline and the old Bodyline's history. I also hope that I didn't burn my bridge with Bodyline by talking about their history, but I think that it's an important thing to address to help mend their reputation. Stay lovely!
Okay, also in their controversies, I didn't talk about the 15 left sleeves. I don't know how many sleeves there were, but there was another controversy that I guess didn't have to do with Mr. Yan that I should mention because it's kind of a meme. But Bodyline a few years ago did a Lucky Pack. The things that you get in the Lucky Pack are worth more than if you buy them individually. And someone bought one of their Lucky Packs and received only detachable sleeves. But they did reach out to Bodyline, and Bodyline, they sent them a main piece and another Lucky Pack to make up for it. If I were that person, I would take all of those sleeves and then sew them onto a dress, because then you're like the person who got, I don't know what they did with the sleeves, but like I think that would be great. I wish I was the person who had 17 left sleeves so I could be an icon and like coordinate it.